Greetings and thank you for joining me on Victory Independence. There's two things I want to talk about before I start this video. First off, I'm going to have a second child, so I'm very excited. I remember prior to announcing my first child, Joseph, my wife had just told me she was pregnant right before I did a Friday Vision Victory video, so that was really cool. But I'm happy to announce that I'm going to have a second child. Many people asked me last time, well, knowing what you know, how could you have a child in this time with everything going on with the country and the dollar? You know what? I'm only going to live on this earth one time, and I choose my destiny. I don't allow the bankers or the government, reckless actions by others to define the enjoyment that I'm going to find in my life. And I believe I have prepared and done things to protect my future child as well as my family already. Second thing is, a lot of people ask this question a lot, so I want to link them to a video in my information area. A gentleman with the YouTube name Are You Buying Silver did a pretty cool video about testing something, testing your silver to see if it's fake. Now, the reason I wanted to do a video today was because of two magazines. It's Fortune Magazine, Money Magazine, both with gold on the cover, both talking about the gold bubble. Now remember, these magazines, these companies, their job, their role, their life is to get you to buy stocks. That's what they do. They're the, just invest in the Dow Jones or the TD Ameritrade 2025 fund and don't worry about it. Just keep buying stocks no matter what the market conditions are. I remember when the real estate boom was going on, they were calling real estate a bubble back in '03. In fact, I don't remember which one it was, but it was one of the major ones, and they had a cover of a house, and it was the real estate bubble. You should be getting your money back in 401ks and all this stuff. So again, their role, their purpose, these financial magazines, their sponsors are to get you into, stocks. That's their job. A funny thing with gold, you've got, how can you call it a bubble? You got Americans all over the country sending their gold. They don't even know what they're going to get for it. They just put it in a package and send it off to Cash for Gold or We Buy Gold or whatever these companies are called. And they give them 10 to 30 cents on the dollar for what the actual gold is worth. And of course, the people get the check and they'd actually have to reject the offer of the company. But the company knows that once this American, because they're also suffering an inflationary depression with the country and the job market, they're going to take that check and they're going to cash it because they need the money. They need liquidity. They got to pay their bills. They got to buy food. And so they're ripping them off. Look, the fact is the people who are buying gold and silver right now are buying it for protection. Even the central banks are buying it for protection. I know there's some crazy gold and silver bugs like me that also want to make a pretty hefty profit. But the initial reason to purchase gold and silver that I'm hearing from people that I'm talking about is people who are saying, you know what, I don't want to risk holding dollars. I don't want to risk this getting myself involved in this fiat currency where I want to protect my hard-earned assets into something that's hard, that's physical, or into a company that's backed by something like that. And looking at China this week, I think it was yesterday, the Chinese president, before he comes to the United States, was being interviewed. And he basically said that the international currency system, the current one, is a product of the past. Well, he didn't have to go out and say it, but the current international currency system is the fiat currency, rules the day, and the specific one is the US dollar. When you look at our economy, you go back to 2006 or 2007, they talk about debt, they talk about housing, they talk about stocks. Look, stocks are more overvalued than ever. They've pretty much gone straight up since March of 2009. Debt has ballooned significantly since '07. Looking at housing, it's an absolute disaster. It's a fiasco. Government's throwing everything at it. They've got 0% interest rates at the Fed funds rate. Rates are still relatively low for borrowers. And you've still got over 1 million foreclosures, 2010, the new record, beating the old record, '09, just under 1 million. And they're projecting 2011 to have more than that. In fact, already they've got rollover foreclosures, people who they didn't serve the notice of trust, the sale to, that's going to roll into 2011. because of the whole thing that was going on with the foreclosures and the banks where they were holding off foreclosures. Well, that's going to end up in 2011. It's just going to cause it to surge. You also got a lot of adjustable rate mortgage resets. So is something big going to happen in 2011? I don't know. I can't tell you for sure, but what I can tell you is that the thing has basically ballooned into an even larger bubble than it was in 2008. And when you look at the signs, specifically gold and silver, and I know there's technical analysis that's saying they're due for a correction, but the fact is the gold and silver market is very tight right now, and physical buying from governments, from central bankers, is a huge leading indicator to me that the smart money is very concerned about what's going on with fiat currencies right now. You guys have a great day, great week, and God bless.